It's not funny, but the hospitals, I saw an article that the hospitals are seeing more child abuse during
Oh yeah, I
coronavirus.
believe no,
Yeah,
I definitely believe
for
it because
sure.
it's you know what it is. You're indoors, but at the back of your head, you're worried about this virus.
People are
you have to
people-
work,
yeah.
and I think this affects your
Stress.
psyche
Yeah.
and your stress levels,
Yes.
and you have a lot of
Yes.
anxiety and
Yes.
something. I mean, I've been close to
Or-
taking it out on the kids, but I'm like, I gotta watch
Right.
what I'm doing, and then I just have to walk away and
Yeah.
go to the room and
Right.
chill out a little bit. But man, it's,
Right, you have families that lost their jobs,
Oh.
so that's there's a lot going on in
Yeah.
this household.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
is the
So-
the sad part about this is with some people were like, oh, I can now stay home for a little while and garden, but the people that were locked up with abusers, for them this situation is not good whatsoever. I mean,
Right, it's not good.
Yeah.
I saw someone put a kind of it put everything in perspective, like as far as the schools going back. I was like, yeah, they released people from prison because of the virus.
oh Lord Jesus.
And or jail, not violent offenders, but they release people from jails because of the virus, but they want to put the kids in school.
Oh yeah.
And that was like, that was pretty profound statement. I didn't even think about that.
Oh yes,
but
that's very profound. That's sending a very clear message.
Yeah,
right there.
Right. And, and then, 45 minus 1 is saying he's going to hold back federal funding. And that's just bully mentality there.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's exactly, that's what I mean. It's very confusing when he does things because it's like, I said, I might not agree with you as a president, but when you do things that impact the country and everybody,
Right.
even your own followers, you're impacting. It's
Yes.
There's something. That's why I tell people, I'm like, he's impacting you too. It's not like
Right.
just me. It's you too, and your family and your kids.
Right.
He's impacting. Literally, the guy has all the power in the world, and he just makes these decisions that literally, it drives me crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
I mean, there's so many things like with, even with schools being closed, when you have kids that don't have computers at home and trying to
Yes.
do remote learning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one district, lost millions of dollars in computers because they never got them back.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I mean, there's so many factors on both sides. I
Right.
mean, but at the end of the day, parents are really concerned about, oh, my kid, if he's home, their reading level is going to go this way or that way. And I mean, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean,
No, I
if
don't
your kid
think
stays
so.
home for 6 months or even, I mean, you can get your kids some workbooks and have them practice some reading too. Now you don't have to just
Yeah.
wait
Isn't that
on
what you
the
do,
school
Natalie?
to
You just
do it.
make them work stuff every day in their little
Yeah, I
books?
got a workbook. He's got to do like a page or two a day.
Yeah, so I mean,
And
as
then,
long-
and
Yeah.
then too, you can with the library, you can get the books on the, on like a tablet
yeah.
or something like that. And tablets
Right.
are so cheap. As long as you have internet, as long as you got some internet, you can access
I
books
mean,
for free.
There's a lot of issues on both sides. I mean, a lot of kids
Yeah.
depend on the meals at schools.
I didn't know that one. How many kids?
Yeah, but
didn't
at
eat?
least they are still offering meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can give the
that's
meals.
the
They
good
can
thing.
still offer the meals.
Yeah.
Right? But that's a big one. Kids they depend on it. And parents depend on kids going to school too, so they can go to work.
Oh yes, that's
Oh, yeah,
a huge
I've
one.
been struggling trying to work with these kids. That's why mine, I let them just sit. And I feel
Yeah.
bad. I want to sit with like my younger one and read with him because he likes to read and
Yeah.
make up words and stuff. So I want to read,
Yeah.
but I don't have time.
All
Like
he does is
I
make up
got,
words.
I got,
No, it's hard because you have to do your job.
Right.
And then they need help. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a
because
struggle.
I'm in meetings and he'll come in. I'm giving him the finger like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
I put my hand up like, stop. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
Not the middle finger,
yeah.
right?
Not the middle finger.
Because that'd be
Not
better.
the middle finger. Up finger.
I give him either the index or the stop motion to say, hey, don't say anything because I'm on the phone. But that's like
Yeah.
all day long because I'm on the phone or all day sometimes for various
So
reasons.
that's hard.
Yeah, that's rough. So how do you keep your kids like motivated or even with your kids in school? 'Cause I know you work with kids who are challenging. How do you keep
Yeah.
those kids motivated, especially during these kind of times?
I think it's always good to just have fun. I don't really take school, not that I don't take it seriously, but I think it's other things that come before actual learning. Like I'm big on relationships and that's a big buzzword in the district, but I really believe that you have to show kids that you care about them.
Yes.
But motivation is also hard because they have to feel like it's relevant because kids don't want to just do it because you said do it. They'll
Right.
do it if they like you and they respect you, but the motivation is not always that easy because they have a lot of outside influences, but you try to set see what they're into and see what goals they have. Like, we work with kids that are alternatively placed, and they know that when it's time for them to return, it's based on how they did with us. So that's motivation, get your shit together or you ain't going back. So that's motivation. But, I tell you, a lot of the kids some of them, the parents want them to stay with us because it's a small class environment. They have a lot of attention, fun little things and field trips and whatnot. So, but motivation is always hard. Sometimes bribery works. Now, I'm not opposed to bribery.
I like bribery.
I use it often.
Bribery is not a bad thing, and incentives and things like that always help. I like incentives for shit I got to do too.
Oh,
right?
yes. Yes.
Heck yeah.
I wish I had an incentive
you're getting that bonus. You're going, what you got? You got to try to meet that goal to get that bonus.
Yeah, I'm not above motivation in any form. So you just got to be creative.
So Leslie, what's in the future for you now? You're back in school.
I'm the school administration manager at the school now.
Yes.
So I don't actually teach, but I'm back in school at UCF for leadership. So my hope is to be an AP assistant principal. Yeah,
I think you'll get there. You'll be an awesome assistant principal.
I know she really would. She's got a good balance and a good head on her shoulders.
We'll send our kids to that school
for sure. They know they ain't gonna play.
Oh, that's so
I'm like, you're going there.
Yeah, I have. I think, for years I've been teaching, and for years I've never wanted to go into leadership because I felt that I was going to lose my connection with the kids. But I feel like something told me I need to do more because it's just that time. So,
wow.
And sometimes you just get that little whisper in your ear to do a little bit more. And I think for now, especially with the climate in America, I'm really passionate about changing and bringing cultural competency into the buildings. And I just wrote another blog on where are the Black teachers, where are the Black administrators. So
that is true.
I think
that makes a huge difference. It does. Sorry to interrupt you, Leslie, because even for me, when I was a kid, I don't know if I ever talked about this, but I was in the standard, back then they called it standard classes, right?
I remember that.
And when I had, I talked about it before?
No, the standard classes.
Oh, yeah.
The term standard.
Because we've been Florida kids. So there was a standard classes and that's just where, the basic classes, right? And they had an honors class. They had honors for the, as classes as well. And it wasn't until I had she actually ended up being my neighbor. She was our neighbor, but she was a Black math teacher. And she was the one who pushed for them to move me because they didn't want to move me into the honors classes.
That's right.
They didn't want to put me in there. And she advocated for me to be put into those honors classes. And back
Natalie, that's a real thing, girl. That is a real thing.
It is.
I have wrote a blog about that. And let me tell you something. That is a real thing. And I think that that's just terrible. But there is a lot of research that shows that's what Black teachers do.
Yes.
White teachers don't necessarily do. I mean, that's a whole topic for another show.
Oh, man.
But that is some real stuff out there. There's data to show it.
Yeah.
So, and the benefits of what Black teachers do for children of color.
Right. I think just my teachers that aren't honest, the teachers that aren't white, because there's all these other kids out there. Yes, we talk about Black because we're Black, so that's what the first thing comes to mind. But there's for Hispanic kids,
sure,
for other nationalities
I'm
too,
sure
right?
It applies to
it applies to everybody too, because you need that representation, and also for the kids, they see somebody who looks like them, and it helps them, and it's like, when I had my first Black teacher, that wasn't until third grade, but I knew she cared about me. My other teachers, I couldn't always say that. I really, honestly, I never always felt that.
I should have interviewed you.
But so it's like, to me, it makes a huge difference. A huge difference, and
that's a show topic.
For sure. Because even for my son Noah, he when he went into the special education, and was that third grade or whatever? His teacher happened to be a Black lady. And the class that he was in with the other lady, the other teachers, some of them were very good. I'm not going to say they were bad, but there was one teacher in particular that wasn't as helpful with him. But when he went to that other class and the teacher happened to be a Black teacher, he was nurtured. He thrived better,
Wow.
And not to say that you can't be taught by other people, but there's a different level of understanding. Like we're all human, but based on your cultural or your racial differences. There's different things. There's nuances within that. There are things that it's hard to even describe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But they're there. And it makes a difference for these kids.
Leslie, you should interview Natalie for your next blog.
Leslie, definitely, please tell us your blog. Because I did read. I didn't know you had a new one. I didn't get an email.
Well, I didn't post it yet because I'm still in the midst of this COVID and trying to let all of once I feel like it's not the right time to post it because I think the teachers and parents are kind of still anxious about COVID right now.
Yeah, their attention is someplace else right now.
Yeah, so I will post it once later.
But I saw you posted your first blog post, right? Did you want to share your blog? You don't have to share it if you don't want to, because we're not talking to you because you have a blog. We're just talking to you because
I know.
We know that you're a friend of ours and you're witty and you're fun and you're an educator. So that's kind of why we wanted to
Leslie, this show is really Natalie's show. You can hear how she's talking, right? Right? This is not even this is her show.
Y'all a team.
Oh my goodness! Why you give me a hard time?
Sorry,
but if you want to share your blog post, you can go ahead and share your.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I just started writing, so it's only 2 posts up there right now. But it's called Leslie-Talks.com. I know you used to have a New York accent, so I'm trying to say talks the right way. But it's Leslie-Talks.com.
All right. Well, cool. I have to check out the second one.
I mean, I think COVID is a good conversation to have too and write about, because I think, people just, even teachers, parents, we don't know where to turn. And people, I have friends like, what do you think? What's happening in the schools? I'm like, I don't know.
Nobody knows, man.
I don't think anybody knows.
I told my colleague at work, I was like, the problem is, nobody knows what to do. Workplaces don't know what to do. The government doesn't know what to do. And they're just everybody's just trying to do something to show some type of progress. Sometimes it works a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Then they have to go back to the drawing board. But
right now, I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for the school board to say what they're going to do or what they're offering, and then I'll make a choice. But I'm not, I don't really. I see a lot of parents worrying about it. I'm not going to worry about it because one way or another, my kid's going to learn something.
Right. I mean, even if they were home for 6 months doing nothing, it's not going to be the end of the world. Right. I mean, that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying. Right. Yeah. Let's not over worry this. Let's not overthink this.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the part about Leslie being that parent, that person that says, she's like, when all your friends are going crazy, she's like, look, y'all.
Leslie reminds you of, there's a cartoon where there's in the background, the whole thing's burning up. The whole thing is burning up in the background, and the bottom of the cartoon says, I'm fine. There's nothing going on.
That's Leslie. Yes, that's her.
The whole world is falling apart. Leslie's like, her. I'm cool. I don't know about you guys, but I'm cool.
I mean, listen, when I feel the flame on my butt, then I guess.
So I say, a lot of us moms can learn a little example from Leslie as far as, don't take everything with your kids so seriously. It doesn't, and they'll still be okay. Your kid will be okay.
Right. They sure will.
Yeah.
They most certainly will.
Right. So as long as you're doing right by them as a parent.
Right. I mean, there's more to life than school. I mean, I'm a teacher, but I get that there's other things that we can be doing with our kids too. It's not always like I get they need school, yes, but let's not go crazy.
You can talk to your kids about life and different things, and I mean, you can teach them about life, because so many kids learn all this book work. And they don't know life. Like, I forgot that website, Everfi. This thing was called EVERFI. I signed up Noah for, and it actually, and I'll send it to you, Leslie, because your girls, you may want to put your girls on it. It's a free website that has, teaches about financial education. And they have other topics. They even have like an African American history section, and they have one where you do a business like virtually online, and you have to do stuff for your business, and it's geared for elementary through high school. They have different levels of it.
Oh,
nice. and I had Noah doing that every day for like an hour. And he was like, he thought he actually enjoyed it. He took it and was like, this is pretty good. He was okay with doing it every day. He didn't
I have to admit, he does like to read. I've noticed if you give him something to read and he starts doing it, he does. I see him reading.
Yeah,
he does like to do that.
When I'll have what's your name put that with the post too, because this is a good little free website, for kids. So there's lots of things that you can do, not just, parents out there, don't worry, your kid's gonna be okay. Yeah. You're gonna be okay. Their education is gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world. There's a movie actually, and I'm gonna after this I'm gonna stop. But there's a movie on Netflix called The F List. It's about a teenager who accidentally, he does a prank. He wasn't even involved in the prank, but he had a prank with some friends, and he was supposed to be, he got into every Ivy League school, and then all of a sudden because he did this prank, he got like he couldn't graduate, he didn't get to walk with his friends, but then he's like F everything, and how his life changed, and that's really